This is my second game, an idle incremental game where you become the ruler of this kingdom. In classic fashion, you start simple. Gather one gold coin at a time, suddenly you gather more and more, enter Minecraft, boom, you have a giant empire. Right now there's a free playtest on Steam for everyone, and the news demo is also playable in the browser on itch, around 30 minutes playtime, link in description and top comment. As you might already see, it hopefully looks like a SNES game. What if the SNES had an idle incremental game? What if linked to the past you are softlocked in the map screen and you must save Hyrule from there? What if ActRiser was actually good and only the city builder part? The action jump and run was also fun, I'm just kidding. What if UFO 50 but SNES? Please do it. Obviously I started with the sprites assets. Naturally the SNES was 16 by 16, but me, being extremely not smart, did everything in 8 by 8, which limits what you can draw in tiles and stuff, but whatever, it's annoying, but it's okay. I finished the first prototype in 1 or 2 months, only one screen basically, and one lesson learned: playtest is king. But you only know it once you do it. Different players will interact with your game very differently, ignore certain important things, and so on. It's so important to do it. And the idle incremental idea came also because, yes, it is trendy, but I also played Tower Wizard back then on itch on my browser, and oh my, you can have such good games in the browser, it's crazy. So my plan for the second game, I'm trying to play it by the book, the blueprint of more likely success apparently. First, make a prototype of a game that is hopefully fun enough. First and a half, bonus option, make some video content, etc. Maybe your idea is already good enough to go viral on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, export it on itch as a web build and see if it performs well. You get views, but no one interacts or it's just generic compliments, then third, it's not performing well, scrap it or change something significantly. Or fourth, it's performing well, then update the demo on a regular basis and start outreach. Certain subreddits, IGN trailer stuff, content creators, I have a Steam page. Fifth, your demo then should be rock solid, enough content. So Steam Next Fest brings a lot of new traffic, that will be in June, so I'm hyped. And sixth, I guess, release, profit, update the game, or repeat. Your parents can be proud finally. If you want to see more about it, watch Payne Robertson's video about it. But yes, we need to stop coping so much. Put your game out in an early stage, see what people think, and don't come mentally because you are such a deep game designer. And I still need 5 more years to release my RPG maker game with anime waifus bigger than their own heads, if you know what I mean. That is basically every post-mortem post on the game dev subreddit if the game fails. I wanted to make this game for multiple reasons. First, my first game was a failure by the book because it was bad. Jump King, but 3D. Of course, I also thought, I just wasn't lucky. If Ludwig would have played it and Markiplier made a movie about it, then it would have been a great success, but I was just not lucky. No, it's just not a fun idea. You see it and you feel nothing. No video took off, only 1 or 2 streamers played it, which converted 0 viewers, so good number. I started this project back then and I also thought, hey, just finish something, whatever. But in retrospective, it's such a waste of time if you make a game that no one wants. But it was not a failure. You released a game and that's huge, buddy. Congrats! Stop coping reddit/r/game dev. Just save $100, put some crap together and release a game. Congratulations, you did it. Everyone can do it. But we like to do mental gymnastics and always need to be so perfectionist. We are not that special. We are a no one. Scope it in a reasonable way. Show it to the world. See what the world thinks. And if it sucks, then sucks. Go and do something new. The second reason I wanted to make this game, yes, idle incremental games in general are quite trendy, and I say it like it is. It is much more motivating when you know your game has a better chance to be recognized and be somewhat successful, and of course making some money instead of, it will probably not even make $100, so you will not even be paid by Steam because you need to do $100 to be paid, and then you need to do $1,000 to get your $100 back, so it sucks. And honestly, I'm just craving validation. What can I do? I was never loved. Okay, that's a lie. I mean, just look at Aramis and his incremental game success. Bite Me Games incremental game did amazing on Steam Next Fest, even with barely any wishlist and coverage. Chasing trendy genres instead of following a passion. I'm different. It's not the genre itself which is popular. A genre just describes certain gameplay, and certain gameplay is just more fun or appealing than a bad 3D platformer with no air control. Just be real. We aspiring game devs like to forget one thing. We are also just gamers or consumers. And to be honest, are you actually looking for and be excited to find yet another generic platformer game? Are you? Or a puzzle game for $15? Sometimes I see pretty games, but then you have the same generic gameplay genre. Like, why? But I'm also enjoying recent good idle incremental games, and it's also in a reasonable scope, so it's not only because of the money and stuff, yeah? I have fun. The third reason, I had this vision for a longer time already. Like SNES aesthetic, but with a modern take, similar to UFO 50. What if all the modern genres and gameplay ideas already existed back then? And fourth, scope and price is nice for like idle incremental games. Obviously, if you want, you could combine 20 genres with idle gameplay and work for years on it, but it just can be a good, nice fantasy, 3 hours gameplay, and if you keep the price nice, people will love it. Maybe you watch the peak content about pricing. $2? What are $2? I buy it. $3? What are $2? I buy it. $4? I don't know if I want to spend $5, $6, $7, or $8. Well, $5 are nothing to me. I buy it. And it's true, I also think like this. So the sweet spot for smaller games are either $2.99 or $7.99, depending on how much content you have. I think that is also important to consider. Not how much time we spend on our game, because I don't care how long you worked on it. I just want a good game with a good certain length and pay the price for it accordingly. So yeah, my game will be $3, that's all. Try it out, wish this maybe. I will not make any more videos because we want to be game devs and not YouTubers.